witches. Today I was going to speak about my trip to Bodie, California in 2008. Bodie's one of my favorite places. I've been there twice in my life. Once when I was a little girl with my dad, and then my husband and I were able to go back. It's about time for another trip to Bodie. Bodie's a ghost town, and it's in Mono County, California, about 75 miles southeast of Lake Tahoe. It became a boom town in about 1876 due to gold mining. It was a big mining town, so it was a rough and tumble town. It's very well preserved, as you can see. A lot of the mining structure you see is still there. Some of the later electricity structure, like you see. There's some houses on the outskirts of town. The red light district has all burned down, so none of the houses you see are part of that. But there are beautiful brick and wood buildings there still standing, old businesses, houses. There's one house that you can actually go into, but most of them are boarded up the way that you see these pictures here. They still have all that beautiful old glass in the windows. It's very thick and very reflective. So I managed to get some pictures inside. Here's some old furnishings, some beautiful antique jars. Look at that stove. This old kitchen, the table looks like it was kind of set on purpose, so it looks a little bit strange, but most of the town is in really good repair, and there's a lot of walking to do. It's also quite high up. The school still exists. That's the inside of the schoolroom. There's a church there, and the church you can go into. Of course, one of the busiest people was the undertaker, and there is an undertaker's house. While you can't go in, there was a lot of supplies in there, so I managed to get some pictures through the windows. Of course, in a town like that, the undertaker would be a pretty busy person. So one of the people in Bodie was a lady by the name of Lottie Johl, and I'm going to post, this is Lottie's house here, I'm going to post a link so you can read about her and her story. That's Lottie there. And Lottie, in short, was a lady of the evening there who married the local butcher, but the townswomen would never accept her to be a decent woman among them. So she had all kinds of difficulty making friends and so forth. And Lottie died a tragic death with an accidental poisoning. And even in death, she was not accepted. Her husband had to fight to get her buried inside the cemetery fencing. And because Lottie was a good woman, at least near the end of her life, the townsfolk finally prevailed, and she was able to be buried inside the cemetery. Now, I had the cemetery to myself the day I took these pictures, and I walked all around looking and looking for where Lottie's grave was. And indeed, she is the farthest. You have to walk all the way up the hill in the cemetery and all the way back near the very, very back fence. You'll find her grave. Now, there's not much left except the very, very ornate, the prettiest in the cemetery, the fencing there. And that's all that's left. There's no marker or anything, but that is her grave. That's back there. So she's got a really interesting story. This is her grave here, the beautiful wrought iron. And basically that's the morgue that is at the bottom of the cemetery. That's the inside of the morgue. And then there's one picture of the grave of somebody by the name of Rosa May. So I'll put a little bit more about Rosa May. Thanks for watching.